PepsiCo, one of the most recognizable brands in the world, faced a financial crisis that almost led to bankruptcy. The company's ambitious expansion, intense competition with Coca-Cola, and inability to adjust to shifting market trends ultimately drove it to the verge of collapse despite its supremacy in the beverage business. The issue was made worse by a weaker brand identity, poor decision-making, and rising raw material costs. The main causes of Pepsi's near bankruptcy will be examined in this video, along with the errors that contributed to its financial difficulties and the lessons that other businesses might take away from its demise. 1. Growth in overly leveraged markets. One of the main causes of Pepsi's financial difficulties was its aggressive expansion plan. The business made a concerted effort to increase its presence in both home and foreign markets by the 1980s and 1990s. PepsiCo made forays into a number of industries, from packaging companies to fast food franchises, purchasing sizable non-core companies such as a significant portion of fast food restaurants Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut was one of the crucial choices that ultimately contributed to Pepsi's demise. This decision stretched the corporation thin and raised its liabilities, even though it appeared to be a diverse way to generating revenue. PepsiCo got overly leveraged and accumulated significant debt as a result of diversifying into industries other than its core business of soft drinks and snacks. These investments put further strain on the company's finances, making it difficult for it to pay off its debt and ultimately causing a financial disaster. As the corporation struggled more and more to meet its debts, the debt load became unmanageable, and Pepsi's market value suffered. Pepsi's financial problems were made worse by its inability to devote adequate resources to its core beverage industry due to a mix of excessive debt and unsuccessful entrepreneurial endeavors. 2. Tough rivalry with Coca-Cola. The rivalry between PepsiCo and Coca-Cola, the clear market leader in soft drinks, is legendary. In actuality, Pepsi's financial difficulties were partly caused by Coca-Cola's worldwide market domination. Coca-Cola was a strong rival due to its more aggressive marketing and significantly greater financial basis, even though Pepsi was able to carve out a place for itself, especially with its appeal to younger consumers. With more nations and stores carrying its products than Pepsi, Coca-Cola maintained a monopoly on the soft drink market during the 1980s and 1990s. Many of Pepsi's marketing efforts, such as the well-known Pepsi Challenge campaign, which asked people to taste both brands and select their favorite, were based on the intense competition between the two beverage titans. But even with these efforts to attract customers, Pepsi was unable to match Coca-Cola's sales supremacy and brand equity. PepsiCo spent more money than it could have because of the pressure to compete with Coca-Cola in the soft drink market. In addition to wasting money, this hurt the brand's reputation as its market share and sales began to decline. Pepsi's financial problems were exacerbated by the fact that it could no longer maintain its rivalry without suffering a major blow to its bottom line. 3. Not keeping up with health trends. By the early 2000s, consumer preferences had significantly changed, impacting the worldwide soft drink business. Many consumers started switching from sugary sodas to healthier options as health consciousness grew, especially in Western countries. Pepsi was caught off guard by the increase in demand for water, juice, and tea products, as well as the growing concern over obesity and other health problems linked to sugary drinks. Pepsi did not rapidly adjust to these new health trends. Sugary beverages and snacks, which were losing favor in many areas, remained the company's main focus. Pepsi's attempts to expand into healthier product categories were perceived as pathetic and came too late. Pepsi was lagging behind Coca-Cola in its efforts to establish itself as a more health-conscious brand by acquiring low-calorie drinks and bottled water. Pepsi's problems were exacerbated by their inability to predict and respond to the movement in consumer behavior toward health consciousness. Many customers had already switched to competing companies by the time it started branching out into healthier products. Pepsi lost out on a huge growth potential because it was unable to quickly and meaningfully diversify its product line. 4. Poor decision-making and poor management. Executive-level poor management was a major contributing reason to Pepsi's demise. The leadership of Pepsi had difficulty implementing a clear and cohesive plan in the years preceding the financial crisis. The company experienced an identity crisis as a result of its mainly disorganized diversification initiatives into non-core areas. For instance, it turned out to be expensive for the company to grow its fast food business and sell goods unrelated to its beverage division. The fast food industry in particular proved to be unstable and unpredictable, making it difficult to manage due to altering consumer tastes and changeable economic conditions. Eventually, PepsiCo's debt from these endeavors became so large that it was unable to cover its losses without liquidating assets. At the same time, Pepsi's top executives frequently prioritized immediate financial gains over long-term viability. One of the main reasons for the company's collapse was its incapacity to make sensible business decisions, like cutting operating expenses or concentrating on more lucrative market niches. 5. Shifting market conditions. The state of the world market also contributed to Pepsi's financial troubles. From the Asian financial crisis to the burst of the dot-com boom, the world economy experienced a number of difficulties in the late 1990s and early 2000s. Large companies like Pepsi were significantly impacted by these occurrences, especially in global marketplaces. PepsiCo frequently found itself competing with regional brands that were more familiar with the tastes and preferences of the area as it branched out into other areas, such as emerging markets in Asia. In nations like China and India, where indigenous soda and snack brands gained popularity among consumers, this was especially true. In certain regions, Pepsi's market share declined as a result of its global strategy not always matching local preferences. Despite their ambition, the global growth ambitions had a price. Pepsi was unable to adequately concentrate its resources on reviving its core business at home due to the pressure of competing in numerous international countries and its failure to foresee the impact of localized competition. Pepsi's financial resources were further taxed by the mix of regional competitiveness and market volatility. 6. Increasing prices for raw materials. The growing cost of raw ingredients was a major contributing reason to Pepsi's financial difficulties. Pepsi was largely dependent on essential components like sugar, corn syrup, and packaging materials because it manufactures a lot of drinks and snack foods. Many of these basic commodities saw price increases in the 2000s as a result of geopolitical considerations and problems with global supply chains. Changes in commodity prices and the growing demand for these products contributed to the cost increases. The growing expenses of labor and transportation also had an effect on Pepsi. Consequently, the company's profit margins were compressed, and it became more difficult to control the rising operational expenses. The business couldn't pass these expenses on to customers quickly enough to stay profitable. Pepsi was forced to make some tough choices about pricing policies, product offers, and cost-cutting efforts as a result of the rise in raw material costs. However, the corporation frequently struggled to make adjustments fast enough to counteract the financial burden brought on by growing manufacturing costs because of its varied portfolio and unclear strategic emphasis. 7. Brand diluting and consumer trust declining. Lastly, brand dilution made Pepsi's problems worse. Pepsi's core beverage brand grew less distinct and appealing as it kept branching out into new markets. Customers gradually lost faith in the Pepsi brand as it was now connected to a variety of other companies and endeavors rather than just soda or refreshment. Customers were confused about what Pepsi stood for as a result of the company's disjointed brand identity brought about by its entry into non-core areas. Consumer trust was further damaged by disputes and bad headlines around its business practices, including as claims that it exploited labor in its foreign manufacturing facilities and in developing nations. Pepsi suffered a serious setback when its devoted following started to switch to competing brands like Coca-Cola and new, healthier substitutes. Pepsi's diminished brand power made it more challenging for the company to regain market share, which eventually hurt its financial standing. In conclusion, a combination of poor decision-making, poor management, and a failure to adjust to the shifting business environment led to Pepsi's bankruptcy rather than a single error. Pepsi was under increasing pressure on several fronts, from its overly leveraged expansion to Coca-Cola's intense competition. Its financial troubles were also exacerbated by its inability to adapt to consumer trends such as growing raw material costs, health consciousness, and a damaged brand image. Even though the business eventually recovered, its financial instability serves as a warning to businesses that don't stay focused on their core competencies while negotiating the rapidly changing global market. Let us know in the comments what you think about why Pepsi went bankrupt. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel. Achieve financial freedom. Unlock passive income and wealth building with 2 powerful programs. Passive Income System 2.0. Passive Income System 2.0 will teach you the following: how to set up automated income streams that grow over time, proven methods to diversify your income sources safely, practical steps to achieve financial independence faster. Wealth Accelerator Academy. With Wealth Accelerator Academy, you'll get 40+ interactive lessons to help you build lasting financial habits, strategies for passive income and alternative investments, cash flow optimization to make your money work harder, insider tax hacks to keep more of what you earn. Why wait for your goals to accomplish themselves? Take action today. Click the link in the description to start your journey to wealth and freedom with these life-changing programs.